But Vladimir Putin is really happy these days because Trump's win is huge news for Russia. Trump's first statement is that he won't send a single American soldier. This is Europe's problem, not the USA's. Let the land that's already been taken stay as it is. Under Trump's peace plan, Ukraine would have to accept. Vladimir Putin will gladly accept this whole plan. All the hard work and sacrifices the Ukrainians have made over the years. Joe Biden will do everything he can to come up with a solution to this war before Trump takes office. See, a war that's almost 3 years in the making. Hey there, welcome to Global Lens. So ever since Donald Trump got elected president, he's had phone calls with a bunch of world leaders. What's interesting is that the first 3 leaders he spoke with included Prime Minister Modi. He had some really nice things to say about Modi. The question was, sure, he'll chat with leaders from India, the UK, Australia, and France, but will Trump actually talk to Putin? At first, it seemed like, yeah, it might take a little time, but Vladimir Putin is really happy these days. Let me tell you, once the results of the US elections are confirmed, Putin will be one of the happiest guys out there because Trump's win is huge news for Russia. He obviously congratulated Trump and said he hopes the relationship between both countries improves under him, and Trump told Putin to be careful not to escalate the aggression against Ukraine any further. Vladimir Putin is listening to Donald Trump, who has an interesting plan regarding Ukraine and Russia. By the way, you guys will be surprised to know it's been almost 3 years since this war started. Remember, it kicked off in 2022, so technically, it's been over 2 years and 8 months. If Trump gets back in the White House as the next US president, just think about it. A couple more months will pass, and this war will have lasted nearly 3 years. Now the question is, how will Trump end this war? It's pretty interesting. Trump's first statement is that he won't send a single American soldier. The soldiers that will ultimately be deployed will be European soldiers because this is Europe's problem, not the USA's. Trump's plan is to end this war immediately. You'll get the details, and you'll understand why people all over the world are saying that Putin must be pretty happy that Trump became the president-elect of the USA. You see, Trump believes that if we want to end the war immediately, we should just let the land that's already been taken stay as it is. Basically, under Trump's peace plan, Ukraine would have to accept that Crimea is now Russian territory. The international community might also accept that Crimea has become a part of Russia. And by the way, Russia took over Crimea in 2014. And in the Donbas region, Russia has declared that these lands belong to them, while this part is Ukraine's, but Russia is controlling it. Now, what Trump will basically do is similar to the India-Pakistan situation. Pakistan has taken control of the Kashmir region, and they've established a line of control to prevent the two countries from fighting. The same thing will happen between Ukraine and Russia over this area. They'll set up a buffer zone that's 800 miles long. So it looks like Ukraine and Russia are saying that there's going to be a line of control where there won't be any more violence or war. Soldiers from both sides are supposed to pull back from this line. At the same time, European countries like Germany, France, and Spain will be asked to keep their troops well behind this buffer zone to prevent any chance of war starting up again. From the Russian point of view, this is a huge win since they've got Crimea under their control, and Russia isn't going to let go of these areas anytime soon. They're also saying that Ukraine is going to be asked to pull back its forces from the Kursk region, which is currently occupied by them. By the way, North Korea is reportedly sending 50,000 soldiers to attack this Kursk area soon, and Ukrainian soldiers will have to retreat anyway. If you're wondering, what will happen to Ukraine then? What about peace guarantees? Or if Ukraine will become part of NATO? Well, under Trump's current plan, Ukraine won't be part of NATO for the next 20 years. Years later, the world will have changed a lot. We'll be pretty close to 2050 by then. At that point, who knows what everyone will have seen? Vladimir Putin will gladly accept this whole plan. NATO is obviously really angry about all this because Trump's quick fix plan will completely undermine all the hard work and sacrifices the Ukrainians have made over the years. Putin will get what he wants easily. Now, obviously, Joe Biden will do everything he can to come up with a solution to this war before Trump takes office. Trump's plan is going to hit Ukraine hard. Ukrainians are going to feel like Americans are just messing with them. But at the same time, you have to understand that Donald Trump is saying he doesn't want to deal with global issues right now. he needs to focus on his own country. Their national debt is way too high, and they need to cut it down and reduce government spending. Literally, they're going to cut a lot of government jobs in their country. Elon Musk is overseeing everything directly, but still, they'll try to convince Trump to pay attention to what's happening in Ukraine. But if Trump goes with Biden's plan, this war could drag on for years. We'll have to see if Trump can actually enforce his own plan or not. Do the Ukrainians buy into it? How do the Russians react? Who knows? The Russians might say they're feeling confident and could take more land in Ukraine. If that happens, then maybe they'll have to set up some kind of line of control. If they make it happen, it's going to be really interesting to see a war that's almost 3 years in the making. A war that has shaken the world economy. How will India's energy consumption change? Personally, if you ask me, Trump got a mandate with so many votes from Americans, and he's going to confidently try to enforce his own plan. So in the near future, we can expect big news related to this topic about how the Ukraine war will finally come to an end. I'll keep you updated with videos on this later. So that wraps it up for today. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Global Lens.